and welcome to the Slam Chat. I'm your host, as usual, Andrew, and today we're joined with the majority of the Ham SLAMwiches. What a surprise and treat. We are joined today with Adam Ballard. I was reading off the list from the Discord, and it says bitch slip next. But we are joined with Adam Ballard, Ross, Quinn, Callum, Joe, and that's it. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Right, we're going to get straight into this. This is going to be a ban list video. We're going to be talking out basically the our predictions for what we think could be banned, limited, unlimited, and occasionally with a wish list. But jumping right into it, we're starting off.
Play that intro jingle.
Yeah, we're starting straight off with Callum.
Oh, starting strong. Yeah. So I've got a fair bit to explain because obviously I've not set mine up in any particular way. But so the initial top row of cards are like cards I realistically think are going to move about in the ban list that are coming up in March. The side deck is full of cards that are like wish listy kind of things that I would like to see move about. And the extra deck has cards that are both realistic and also wish listy. So where do we begin? Dynamite Knight should come back to 3 purely because what is Draco doing? Nothing. And we need Aiden to shut up and give him something. Misk to 1. I hate that card. Have you read it? Ben 10 to 2. I want a consistency hit. I don't want to kill Drytron off the bat. Call by the Grave, either banned or at 3. Either or. Eldland to 2. Consistency hit. Mystic Mine to 1 or banned. Red Eyes Fusion or Dragoon, either or banned. True King's Return at 3. Winder banned. I don't like that card. That's a wish list one. Dragoon banned again with the Red Ice thing. Denglong to 1 as a wish list kind of thing. Ignis to Prominence could realistically come back to 3. It should have come back, what, months ago? Years ago? Calamity's banned. Everybody knows it's going to die. Clap. Come on. Calamity's banned. And then like
fun dragon.
It is very fun dragon. Like the rest of the stuff is just like wish list from this kind of point. I want Trident to 2. I want to see Zoo do some more stuff, like give them more options. Firewall, we can probably assume is coming back because Ghost from the past. LP should be banned. Probably won't, but it should be. Electromite is probably going to come back to 1 again because Ghost of the Past reprinting Metal Foes. And I would love to see someone sort of come back to 1 for a little bit just to cause some chaos. As for... It's a good card, bro.
Too good.
It is too good, but like, you know. Cyberstein should probably come back to 3. Like, pay 5,000 to summon something, I guess. Like, cool. Good job, bro. Yeah. So I've also got like Destrudo in here and Ancient Fairy Dragon. I would like to see one or the other come back. You can't have both, but one or the other come back. And if Destrudo comes back, LP has to be banned, in my opinion. Double Iris can go to 3. It's done nothing. I'm going to skip the next one because that's a big one. Quick Fix should go to 3. Does nothing. Mirage Stalio should also just come straight back to 3. Salad's doing way better things without fire. I want Brilliant Fusion back to 1. I did miss Grass on the list, but I want Grass back to 1 as well, just to have like some nice 60 card power decks. I want E-Tally back to 2 as well, because we're taking away from Virtual World, might as well give them something, as well as good generic psychic support. I think Tenki could probably go to 1 at some point. Sekka's Light to 3. We ban Hornet Drones, but we give Engage back to 1. And I want Upstart Goblin to 3, because good card. And Red Reboot banned. Like, it's way too oppressive if you see it. I'm pretty sure Ballard, Quinn, and all the other Glue players will like that one. And I just max C to 3 again. Like, oh god, so good. Give me it.
Some might say too good.
It is too good, but it's a good card.
Mm.
It cripples combo some more, and combo have too much going for them.
Right, so should we open it to the floor? I think I can hear Ballard vibrating.
Why am I vibrating?
I don't know. I know you've got very strong opinions about both Maxi and.
Oh, he's in the same boat as me.
I'm in the same boat as Cam on Maxi.
You just like it.
On my list, because like So Max C was a very old card that is like, it kept formats in check to the point that they didn't get silly. Like you didn't have combo doing whatever it wanted. But on my list, I don't know if Cam did it as well. He did. If you brought back Max C, you put Cool Buy to free to give like a trade off.
Yeah, that's
My
definitely
problem with like so like you were saying with Ancient Fairy and Destrudo, what is the chances? With Destrudo and LP, what are the chances that they'll unban one thing to ban one thing to unban another thing? I just don't think it happens very often.
No, that probably won't ever happen. But I'm just like saying, just so like people can't come to the podcast and argue like, oh, he's an idiot for wanting Destrudo and LP in the same format. No, realistically, if LP does go, I would like to see Destrudo come back someday.
Didn't Ancient Fairy it's errata, or am I being an idiot?
I'm not right.
Or was that just rumoured?
I think it was rumored.
To be honest, I think the whole LP being hit thing is something completely separate of Destrudo coming back. I think it's a case of like that they wouldn't ban LP to bring back Destrudo, but it's a case of if they did ban LP, which they should do anyway, then Destrudo pretty much could come back.
Yeah,
I feel like Destrudo is maybe a bit too free though, with like Needle Fiber in the format as well.
4,000 life points. It's not free.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah, but that's like Soul Charge is still banned.
It is inconsequential. I do understand. But I just like Destrudo as a card as a whole. I think it's pretty nifty.
This didn't occur to me before, but Dragon Link will just like replace the LP with like Ancient Fairy. I didn't think about it, but like.
Oh no,
definitely
it's either. Yeah, they could, but it's either or. Also, like Ancient Fairies from hand specifically compared to LP being from deck, and Ancient Fairy also specifically says level 4 or lower. LP doesn't care about level. It's
like, it's like you've designed what LP should have been.
Yeah, but wouldn't the Ancient Fairy pop like the boot sector and then add the Dragon Ravine?
Yeah,
Like,
because you give them an additional.
That would be
Yeah,
so
you can give
good
them
for
some
them.
extra access to some stuff. That's pretty cool.
I mean, I'm sure people could find a way to play around with it because it does have a little bit of extra versatility.
Okay, well,
I think it still would be, by and large, a lot fairer to have Ancient Fairy than it would be to have LP.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for
Interesting to see
everyone.
what could happen.
But I suppose with Callum's list, obviously, Callum isn't obviously saying they should all come back as his wish list. His actual list
exactly,
is just the top of the.
Oh yeah.
I think-
Yeah, there's a couple of monsters in like the extra monster zone that should probably be banned as well. But
Yeah.
like, I personally want Windagon because I think Schism's a cracked card.
Yeah, I would have put it on my list, but I thought, I don't know, still aren't doing.
It's
enough to-
harsh. It's
Yeah.
very harsh, but Wind is way too
How
cool.
about we add an extra feature about rating everyone's list, and we just see who we feel has got the best list out of all.
Well, I'll start 10 out of 10. Good
Okay.
job, guys.
I don't
Just to
know.
really balance this out, I'm going to say 0 out of 10.
Understandable. We're already on 10
Just
points.
to
so-
really
Averaging
out of 5
a
out of 10.
5, so yeah.
If we're just rating the top bit, like the actual top bits, it's like a
Yeah.
7, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that, yeah.
I can see that.
Okay, fine. We got
I don't know.
seven for Callum. Well done, Callum. Now moving on to the next one. I believe this is Quinn.
Oh, it's mine.
This is starting on the wrong. No, this is the ban. This is the ban one.
This
yeah.
is the band section. Yeah, this is the band section.
Right. Go on.
Where's Lightspeed, Quinn?
We'll get there.
I'm not banning
This
that.
is the
I'm
ban.
not
I've
banning
got
that. You'll
4
see that
ones
later.
here. I've got four tabs open, ready for it. Right. Go on.
Right,
Floor's
so-
yours.
For ban, we have 6 cards. You have Mayan. It's too oppressive. It promotes degeneracy. We have drones. If Engage is coming back, you can't have drones. Reboot, pretty much the same argument as Callum. It just destroys any trap decks. Zexal and VFD are under the same banner as if they're just unfun to go against. And LP, again, is just too much access for Dragon Link.
What is with Red Reboot? It literally, it's not oppressive. It
is
stops
oppressive.
horrible
It really
is
trap
oppressive.
decks.
It's oppressive if you
No,
play
but-
blue eating decks.
But you're
Yeah, that is
like,
true. At that point, you deserve it.
Well, I
Red-
flipped
Red-
my
Red- Red
card
Reboot.
and he
My
didn't let me
floodgate
flip
is
my
not
card.
oppressive.
This no. But Red Reboot is the equivalent of what VFD is to combo.
I mean, I agree. I just hate playing blue
Oh,
eating
sorry,
decks,
sorry
so
for-
I'm fine with it.
Sorry for not being okay with 3 floodgates. Like,
Just play counter, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but also, Andrew, keep in mind, you guys have, well, I say you guys, but combo players have so much at their disposal right now to deal
Yeah.
with
You
control decks.
You have, you have
like-
Reboot, Harpies, Evenly,
Lightning Storm.
Lightning Storm,
Okay.
Cosmics. Twin Twisters, MST if you want to go that
Judgment.
way.
You got Nightmare
Strike.
Phoenix, you got Nightmare Unicorn, you got all the good stuff in the extra that
And the
deals
thing
with
is,
spells
like,
and traps.
combo decks can extend from fucking out of nowhere. Like Control has a limited amount of stuff to do, and that's based on how much
And-
stuff could fit in their back row. And
The
if it's a
downsides on the
handicap
card
playing deck,
don't really matter anyway, because most cards that are running this can OTK you anyway.
It's the fact if it was like negate the trap, it'd be fine. But it's the fact you
Yeah.
can't activate any more for the whole turn. That's what's like.
Exactly, yeah.
It's literally like if you. It is literally the same. So if you're like, oh, red reboot is fair, then you're saying Zexal and VFD are also fair.
I think they have.
but another thing, like I kind of, I was thinking about this because I was thinking about reboot and how I would, bring it back or put it to none. And essentially, if there were more cards that were spell and could interact with the opponent during their turn, like what do you call that card again? Discard
quick
and
play?
negate.
Droplets?
Droplets, yeah, droplets. If there were more cards like that, I could see reboot coming back, but sadly there is not enough.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the only two that I can think of that could possibly do stuff like that is droplets and Super Poly.
yeah, Super Bowl's not amazing.
Super Poly is
currently.
Super Poly is fallen out
Yeah.
of the format hard.
I mean, it's purely
Right.
because there's not much you're
It's-
building on.
It's only been winning.
Yeah, I know, but it's not exactly relevant right now.
No.
Whereas, like, if there were more cards like that, I could see reboot being put back because then it would be like a juggle up. Yeah, sure, you negate a trap, but then I have quickly spells to interact with
Yeah.
you during your turn.
Do you-
That's a bit more interruptive.
You know what? Funnily, the only real control deck that runs more spells than traps, I want to say is like mine.
No, Striker.
Striker.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wasn't thinking about that one. Right.
I mean,
okay.
technically, Salad
Moving
as well.
on.
Moving on.
Quinn, your
Limited
next list.
section. Right, so limited section is a bit bigger at least. So you got Misk does too much. We already know that. Harp, Engage, and Mirage Salio. We bring back the three best parts of TOS format. We bring them to one because they will probably be fair now, and they're actually quite interactive decks compared to what we have now. Ben 10 to 1. I want a bigger consistency hit than Callum does because I really don't like Drytrons. Oldland to 1, another bigger consistency hit, and it also reduces the splashability of the engine. Fossil Dig, another consistency hit to dinos, as well as Quick Launch, stopping them from extending so easily. I'll skip Dragoon for now. Firewall to 1 due to the errata, and then Electromite can go to 1 because of all the new Metal Foe support, and Pendulums aren't doing anything. So the reason that I want Dragoon to 1, I know it won't happen, but I'm predicting that it might because they'll want to sell Prosperity to glue decks. Because everybody's running 3 Dragoon with 3 Extravagance. Now if they can get everybody to buy Prosperities and only one Dragoon, they have easy profit, right?
Yeah, I suppose it depends how quickly they cycle through product. Like, have they already forgotten about the Megatins? I imagine so, right? So they must be thinking about now, which is, BVLO. Okay, cool. I think most of these are pretty fair, to be honest. I don't know if I'd bother touching Salads. I think the issue with bringing back TOS format is that it's because it's so fresh in people's minds. I think that Konami won't want people to go back to them because they'll still have all the cores and the decks and stuff, and there's nothing really new to add to them. Whereas when you say you bring back like Zoo, it's like bring back an old deck that people then have to get back to, finding all the pieces again. And they can add different new things like alphas, the Lyralisks, all that sort of stuff. So it's causing them, people to buy more products and change how they used to play it. Whereas now it's just going to be kind of the same if you just bring them back to like one.
I mean,
But
I know what you mean, but like Orcus coming back promotes gear suits, I guess.
I suppose.
It's
It's a bit,
Another-
but, I mean, it's a bit
another thing,
late.
though.
It's a bit late.
TOS format isn't going to be the same as it was back then because of all the new cards that are introduced and the new decks that are being played. There's
Yeah.
tons of more interactions. It won't just be that format again.
I think at the end of the day, it just opens up like the sort of possibilities for decks that you could see. It's not a case of you bring them back and then all of a sudden we revert back to TOS format. It's a case of, you bring them back so these decks have a bit more of a chance of competing with the current meta and stuff.
They'll be actively worse than what we have now because they actually
Yeah,
interact rather than just building the gates. But more interactivity is never a bad thing in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And more popular.
Except if it's Red
More
Reboot, you
interactivity.
glue eater.
I think having more
But
options.
Reboot is less interactivity.
Right then, so moving on to
God,
the...
I don't think it'd be this controversial.
No, you're really the sticking point. So your third list is...
Right, my unlimbs.
Unlimbs, yeah.
This is all pretty much standard.
No semis, out of interest.
No semis. Semi list is useless.
I've got a semi.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was there.
It only
Come on.
took you this long. Right.
It had to happen.
Red MD can come back because it's had Narata now. It won't be a problem at 3. Callback can probably go to 3. It helps both combo and control equally. Most combo decks at the moment can play around hand traps at the moment anyway. So giving it back to most rogue decks can definitely help their push. Second Light, I've always wanted to stay back at 3 because I really enjoyed Second Mermails back in the day. And also, I think it promotes better deck building as well. It's more interesting decks. Just, I do enjoy Monster Mash sometimes. Return can go to 3. Draco's doing nothing, as much as Aiden would like to say against it. Then Duloran to 3 because it's now at Narata as well.
Listen, I agree that Dracos aren't doing anything at the moment.
At the moment.
At the moment.
Can I just say, Quinn, you are like advocating for Mermail, like, you know, Sekka to come back, but you're also putting Call by the Grave at 3. That's pretty dangerous, you know. That Dragoon's looking mighty tasty in the graveyard. Just, you know.
It certainly is, yes. We don't talk about that.
I suppose you're trying to naturally balance it subconsciously without thinking about it. Like...
I suppose so, yeah. Oh, my. One day. I mean, you just resolve all 3 on turn 1, it's fine.
Oh, DD Crow him when you send us cast.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, don't forget that's coming soon.
Oh, God.
Yeah, wow. And the final list, I think, is your wish list?
Finalist is my wish list. Everybody's gonna hate me for this one.
Quinn.
Why is with the max
floor is
C,
his.
guys? Come
The
on.
floor is his.
I thought we were better than this.
Right, Moonlight Tiger to 3. Moonlight Time Thief has to be my favorite combo deck that I've actually ever played in this game.
Because
it was
it's
so
free.
Fun. It was no, it wasn't free. I'm not talking about when it had Azathoth. I'm talking about after that.
So it was still free.
It wasn't though. It was so fluid in what it did, and it was just so fun.
It was fluid because
was
Kaleido
cost.
send cost, chain
Kaleido
impact,
send cost.
stall.
The thing is,
I
right,
had
I would
so many
agree with
people.
Quinn. However, no, I agree with you on this, but
Yeah.
however, I don't think you could bring it back to 3.
Probably to 1 is more fair, yeah.
Yeah, to 1.
Yeah, bring
like,
it back
because,
to
like,
1 and then get
I've
tanky
been
hit
playing
as
Duel
well.
Links a little bit,
I
right? And
think
like
so.
I'm really enjoying the deck. However, like it made me think about like how the deck pure, not with anything else in it, but how
Yeah.
the deck could benefit from this actually being, to 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
As-
if you hit tanky as well, that would actually be really good.
Yeah. Then you only
if
have
they
what,
got that.
5
exactly.
copies in the deck.
But again, you
Yeah.
can't. I don't think they will ever ban something to unban something else. I just don't think they would ever think about it that much. I don't
No.
know.
I think no, you see the thing is, I think stuff like this has happened before. Example, Lithosagem diagram.
I
True.
don't think that was the reason. I think there were Dracos were just.
I think that is the main reason. No,
I mean,
Yeah,
the main
I
reason
agree.
is because
That
Nile
is the
threw to
reason.
get Diagram banned, but
no, the main
Which
reason
is
they
right.
hit Diagram was because Lithosagem coming back.
yeah.
Well,
That
no, it's
was
because that
really-
Maximilian guy won because
Well, yeah,
Niall
but-
decided to normal summon an Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
That was all in the
Barisa.
back of his mind. I'll get Draco banned by normal something.
I think there needs to be a bit of a push in both directions. It's not just a case that they would do it. It's like if people are wanting Lithosagem to come back and Diagram is needing to go anyway, then they
Yeah.
would.
I love that.
Yeah, you can't just tug on it.
No, I asked.
I don't
for
think
it,
anyone
saying-
really did want Lith to come back, though, did they?
No
Except
one
for,
cared
like,
for it, no.
an actual debate.
That one
I
pure
saw loads
choking
of
player in the
people
back.
The Dino players probably wanted it.
But it
like,
doesn't.
literally.
yeah.
No one runs it in dinos. No one has run it in dinos.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they're keeping on the
that's
saw.
because if Dinos got worse, they might run it.
Yeah.
No. This is the thing. Before this happened before the level 1 Dino came out.
Yeah, it was all before Arxor.
So
Yeah.
people were thinking about, oh, we can make calamities in this with like, what is it, monstrosity? Will Legacy monstrosity
Yeah.
with diagram, those
Oh,
kinds
God,
of
yeah,
things.
that was
That's
it,
what
yeah.
they were thinking about there. They weren't thinking about any other combos past that.
So the rest of the list, Quinn.
The rest of the list.
There's Maxi up for debate whether it would change the format. Granted.
Yeah. I just want to see a slower format.
What's that last card?
Yeah. Right.
We
So
know where it's
the
coming.
last two cards go hand in hand for me. It's the complete opposite reason of Tiger. Rank 5 Trickstars has to be my favorite control deck I've ever played. And I've wanted to play it again for a while, but they just refused to put Light Stage back 3 because of Link 2's existing. That's literally it.
Reincarnadral.
Where's the Reincarnator 1 about?
Oh, we're not putting Reincarnated Draw. We get to keep
that sounds fair.
we can
They'll
discuss
do
it
that.
later.
They'll do that. Here's the
I
thing.
really enjoy
No,
the fact that you
just
can
ban
play.
Candina, man.
I can now play 3 instant fusion with the Millennium Eyes
just bring this
restricted
back to free ban
any
Candina.
combo
There
deck.
you go. Have fun.
Yeah, Quinn, you've made combo so much stronger, by the way.
I mean, not really, because I mean,
Oh, well, I
Millennium
can
Eyes
just play
can only
Rank 5
stop the
Trickstar. It's all
ash.
good.
It only stops the ash of the droll. It doesn't stop anything else.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. You just
No.
stick it in Drytron and like
Yeah,
extend
you
ban.
made Drytron.
Okay, we ban Millennium Eyes as well. Sure.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Right. So instead of banning, a nearly 19-year-old card, let's move on. We'll have to rate Quinn's list. What do we reckon? I think up to the
Purely
end.
because the light stage 2.
Yeah,
The Light Stage was the worst
two,
list out the ban list.
two.
Yeah, 2 because of light stage.
Okay. I'm gonna give. I'll say 3 just because I think.
Actually,
beforehand it was okay.
1 because of light stage
The
for
only
every
thing
copy
that
that
I
it's at currently.
truly disagree with on Quinn's list is the Eldritch shit, so I'm gonna give him a 1.
Yeah, I disagree with that
Right.
list as well.
Poor Quinn.
Averages to 2. Quinn, sorry.
Right,
bud.
I'm off, guys. See you in a bit.
Oh, no. There you go, Eden. Floor's yours.
Oh, look at the
Oh
monkey!
my
Look at the monkey!
God.
Do you know what? This isn't as monkey as I assumed it would be.
Brilliant Fusion to 3
well,
is
it's
pretty
worse, but I
fucking
couldn't include
monkey.
everything because I was
Let
limited
him
on
talk.
time.
Let him talk.
Yeah,
let him
let's
talk.
let him explain. Fuck.
Masterpiece back to 3 because
No.
shut up. Shut up.
Let him justify first.
Masterpiece back. You can see I did not include diagram here, right? Just to make it harder to set up a masterpiece because everyone's so scared about a turn 1 masterpiece. Ooh, like Dragoon isn't infinitely better.
We're not scared of turn 1 masterpiece. We're scared of you summoning masterpiece in our turn to pop 3 cards or 2 cards.
I'm scared of him playing Draco
Yeah,
with
but then you
3
just have to
fucking
deal with a single
emptiness.
masterpiece that you can.
I didn't see the emptiness.
Oh my fucking god.
Sorry, Aiden, carry on, babe.
Bitch ass. Anyway, so in order to pop 3 cards, I would have to get rid of a Apocalypse. I'm assuming monsters on the field as well. Apocalypse, a return, and use Masterpiece effect to pop.
I will also add that Masterpiece was coming to 3 in Aiden's list.
Yes, it is coming to 3. Because even when it was at 3, people only played it at 2.
Yes, that's true.
And that was majorly in part to. And this isn't like saying that Masterpiece is a bad card, because I'm not saying that it is like broken or bad. But when you have to banish your continuous spells and traps from the grave, that is banishing your resources because of disciples and shit like that.
Is it any
And it makes
continuous
the deck
trap
a
or
little
is
bit
it
more
just for
harder to play.
Draco stuff?
Now with diagram not there, it's not as
I
accessible.
actually can't remember, Joe.
It's 10.
Yeah, it's not like as broken as people think. It is literally a towers that can pop once per turn. Yeah, sure, you can special tribute summon during your opponent's turn, but then that leaves you without an Apocalypse, without a return. Things that you have to play very smart with it. It's not just I pop 3 cards and then my opponent can't do anything. The times for that kind of format has fucking left us light years behind. There's no deck that can go, oh, I just got 2 cards popped on my turn, I can't play. Unless you're playing like a really ass deck.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Have you heard of a card called Ballpark?
I was gonna say it dies to just a single cosmic normally.
I think that was very well justified. Moving on.
Anyway,
don't
so
at
Brilliant
all.
Fusion. I can't remember if I put it back to 1.
By the
or
way,
to
Joe,
3. I
it's
think
any
it was to 1.
continuous card.
Okay, so the 3 vanities
No,
makes
I
a
think
bit
it was
more
to 1.
sense
Just
now.
because.
Brilliant
Like-
Fusion, you've put to 3.
Oh, to 3. Okay. So this card, like when this card was in the game, it was played in so many different decks, and to me, personally, I think it like encouraged creativity because there's another engine that people used to like, you know, old combo. Like it can still be like interrupted. It's not absolutely broken. It's something that you could have still, you know, splashed into something and have, you know, fun with it. Like, because the biggest thing in my mind when I think about this is plant-like one zombies, and like that was like one of the most fun formats that I ever played in. I just think that could possibly return some of that into it. Plus, I kind of want to play them in ABCs. Anyway, so to vanities, I honestly don't see why this card can't come back. It is so easy to get a card to grave. Genuinely, it's so easy. Activate any spell is sent to grave.
You put this to 3.
Yeah, you
Oh.
legitimately.
Can you imagine flipping the emptiness chain macrocosmos?
Right, so you're so emptiness. What's
That
your
would be
argument? What's your argument of why it's fine?
Oh, because you can legitimately go any spell card get sent to the graveyard, get rid of emptiness.
It's not how it works. Aidan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's their field only.
It's their field that has to go to.
Yeah,
not
it's
yours.
from their deck or their grave to their graveyard.
Deck or field to their grave. Yeah, so they activate a spell.
They're not
Well,
really
they
graveyard.
just don't know.
No, what you do is you build your combo board, and then they go draw standby, and then you go vanities, and they
Okay.
go.
Yeah, Nightmare Griffin is a cool card.
I think it's still fine. Like honestly,
Yeah,
it just
It's risky.
it's just like any other floodgate. Like
Yeah, it is.
Which we want to get rid of, yeah.
no, I think this is all right though because like you can play. It doesn't stop any. I mean, obviously it stops special summoning. But like
It doesn't stop you from normalling
what's that
board
other fucking card?
Power of the Guardians.
Last turn? No, one. Well, I forgot what it's
Lose
called. It's
one
another
turn.
video.
You're about to lose one
Lose
turn.
one turn.
Oh, I don't like that card either.
It's essentially that, but like you know, a little bit more broken. However, you can still get rid of it.
Barricade
We were
Warrior
just talking
spells,
about the
indeed.
amount of. We were just talking about the amount of cards that combo has to their disposal to get rid of back row. That's another reason why this card should be fine.
I guess.
Emptiness
but
helps
combo-
like.
Combo can't access any of them if they can't special summon.
Well, they can't. They can
What,
just
like
open lightning storm.
Eden, Cosmic.
It's
Lightning
like
Storm,
Ballard said.
Goblin.
It's you're helping combo because you know
You're
Nightmare
helping
Griffin
combo,
exists.
It
yeah.
also means that
Yeah, but helping
literally.
combo against other combo like control just fucking plays around that shit like nothing.
It means every single deck you make has to have like 3
Yeah.
cosmic or 3 twin or
Oh yeah, so
something.
Pankratops, I just think Pankratops come back. Like, it's a good card. I don't think I need to justify this unless you guys want me to.
Not
I like-
I like Pank,
I
yeah.
agree.
Like, I wanted to come back to 3. It's a good going second.
I think it's a bit too good going second, but yeah, go on.
Well, I mean, you can go first with it if you want to. Anyway,
If you're not-
so
yeah.
Servant of Endymion, I wanted this to come back to 3 just to give some pendulums, you know, some more, you know, stuff. Like,
I like that
genuinely-
you went down a different route to everyone else.
Yeah, I know.
Pendulum.
You notice he hasn't banned VFD, just like to point that out.
The root of monkey.
I forgot.
Ah, okay.
But I
And so
also
will
forgot to add
Konami.
Okay,
Electromite.
I'll put the.
I also forgot to put Electromite back.
Is that in tandem with Servant?
Yes.
Are you
Electromite
insane?
and-
Then
Wait,
no.
and you haven't hit Eldritch all either.
Weird,
Of course,
right?
Yeah,
oh,
because I
weird
don't
that,
see
isn't it?
Eldritch
It's
as
funny.
unfair.
Oh my god.
I genuinely don't see Eldritch as unfair. Oh, another card I forgot to put on there was Herald
Which one?
of the Arc Light.
Oh, okay.
Oh, crazy. Explain that one when you get to it.
Alright, so anyway, let me continue and I'll so Call by the Grave to 3, yeah, sure. Draco Face Off, it's literally doing nothing. Like
yeah.
bring it back. It's not Draco Return, everybody justified this. And back to the card that I said should be limited to 1. So I wanted Norden back to 1, because well, Instant Fusion is back to 1.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, sure. If you see it, then alright, fair enough. But like, if you really want to fuse, like, what was the materials for it? A Synchro
Xyz.
XYZ monster. Like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Thunder Dragon Colossus. I actually want to see it come back because Thunder Dragons are doing fucking nothing.
Yeah, agreed.
And I like to 1 is I think is fine, and then maybe like to 2 or to 3 afterwards. But I think to 1 to just test the waters is fine.
Mhm.
And the decks right now could just play around it anyway. Like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not a giant issue.
It's so much
Lavo,
easier to out Colossus than it would be
chain
to out
back to
EMP.
1. Yeah, chain back to 1. It's just a fucking foolish burial. It's not that mad anymore.
What?
It is genuinely
Well,
not that
points
mad
out
anymore.
Foolish Barrel's at 1 as well.
Sorry,
You
what?
can't search that card, so...
So how are you going to break this card? Being back to 1.
It's an accessible foolish from anywhere.
Can I just
Yeah.
say, like, I'm actually like agreeing with Aiden on this one purely because if you think about the amount of archetypes that have their own foolish burial at 3,
Every card in the VFD.
But usually it's for stuff
Ritual
within
Doctor.
their own archetype, which like,
it
send
typically,
imbalance
yes.
around. If
But,
Lavabo Chain can literally send anything.
Yeah, but this is the thing. That's why I brought it back to 1, so it can't be abused.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Rank 4.
That solves the issue, Aiden. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I mean, you're committing 2 cards to Lavabo Chain just to send 1 more. Yeah, you can
What
send
you
it
guys
extend.
need
You
to
can do some
remember-
nice
But it
things,
makes cards that are otherwise ridiculously difficult to access so much more accessible.
The amount of
we
cards
have-
you could
Can be
send to
added into
graveyard.
so many different
Like,
combos.
Yeah, like you could the amount of cards you could send to graveyard. and
Yeah,
then
but how
add back.
how are you adding them back? You're going to summon
There's
Nirvana
gonna be
High
some
Paladin in
way.
your
There's gonna be
non-pendulum
some
deck.
way.
Yeah, there's loads of different ways.
Wait, don't we
depending on
have
what you
we have
think.
Emerald back now, right?
What,
So you
Ni-
just
Ni-
send
Nightmare
something that
Griffin
sets
is
up
the
a
only
rank
thing, you're
4
gonna
and
send a
shuffle it
floodgate,
back.
That's
Yep.
it. That
That
is
is an
genuinely
option.
it.
That is one
Yeah,
of the
that's
options.
genuinely, and your
Those-
deck has to be
depending on what-
able to do that.
Aiden, I agree with you.
Right, okay, fine.
I agree with you if we can bring Jin back as well.
I
No.
just I
Smile.
think it'd be fun, having Orcus back a little more.
They can't
I
even make that.
forgot the
You're
more
looking
more
for
decks in the
dogs.
pool, essentially. Oh, also, I forgot to put Rat Pit too.
Rat Paper 2. Okay, well, I didn't have enough room to put that list, but Rat Paper 2 because they're not doing anything really.
Yeah, just give Zoo back some power. That's all.
And
Like-
Broad Bull?
How you justifying this?
Oh my,
Yeah,
Rat
Broad
Pyram
Bull to one, just
Roll.
because I want to see what it can do in this format, like how it could compete with the rest of the decks.
Hang on.
Like-
Ratpier, Broadball, Norden, Lavabo Chain. Excuse me.
He's
Oh,
literally put- no,
masterpiece
and
as well.
Masterpiece, and
He's
Masterpiece.
building it.
And grass.
Aiden,
No, he's literally brought back
Motive
Zuby
to
and
this,
Draco.
okay? There's no ulterior motive to this, all right? There's
No-
no reason why I didn't mind
Bollocks.
diagram.
You know when girls are like stuck in like 2013 and just listen to now 52 like songs? This is like Aiden's version of this. Just literally trying to bring it back to like 2017 formats.
No, but honestly, I'd like to see what Zoo can do. Like,
summon
Sure.
Zeus.
In a Draco deck.
yeah, no, but like, it's all the deck is right now is just summon Zeus. That's it.
It's
And
pretty
like,
good.
I don't know, like when I played them,
That's
it's okay, but it's very underwhelming. It's so boring.
Granted, it's very, very linear, but like,
Yeah. If it
I
wins.
don't know. Broad Bull's pretty good. Anyhow, okay, Grass.
Yeah, I'm not saying this one. I wanted Grass to come back to 1 just because, well, I want the card to come back to 1. I didn't put it back to 3 because I thought it would have been too nuts. I couldn't think of anything it could like break
Do you know what?
other than
I'm not
like,
against this.
it
I'm
being-
not so against this because the amount of stuff like I haven't seen a 60 card deck in so long.
in ages. Yeah, exactly. It promotes creativity. Like cards
Yeah.
like this
Possibly.
promotes like deck building, and I like the old. Like as I said, this format was one of my favorite formats. Callum and Ballard could agree with me.
Yeah.
This format was fun as shit.
It's good.
It's like the Raging Tempest format, yeah, with Zoo and like Grass.
I think we just
Noids.
shut bucket and bring it back to 3. Like, I don't see any reason pussyfooting around.
No, if you bring it
I
back
think
to
you
3,
test the waters
things
of
get
what
dangerous. Yeah, that's why things get dangerous if you bring it back to 3.
It naturally nerfs itself at 3 though, because loads of people start playing it, and then you run into 60 card versus 60 card where it's inherently dead.
True. But like you got to just consider
Yeah,
the
but you
games where
have-
that doesn't happen. It's such a power card.
And you have to remember that like 60 card versus 60 cards, whoever goes second usually gets fucked
Yeah.
because they just
Yeah. I mean-
resolve the grass.
I mean-
and they've already gone through like 10.
Considering how nuts Aiden's list currently is, he might as well have chucked Snow in there as well.
God.
I was thinking
would-
about it.
I would
It's
die
great.
on that hill. Absolutely
Snow
die
Knight.
on that hill.
You guys know that Snow is one of my favorite cards, and I've played it in like every
You
like.
played it in this format. That's why you like it.
Is it because you'd fuck
Yeah.
it?
No, I'm
Right,
not a
okay,
fucking
moving
furry.
on. Goblin. Another fuckable card, in my opinion.
It
Oh,
is.
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
smash
fuck.
Goblin.
I
think
agree.
Goblin should come back like
Forgot to put this.
extra link white, yeah, additional normal summon. If ancient fairy dragon come back, Goblin could come back. It's fine. Like it's not horrible, and again,
No.
it's like bring it back to 1, test the waters, see how it is.
Yeah, it's objectively harder to make use of than Ancient Fairy because you have to normal summon to its zones, which means you've got
Yeah.
to commit at least like 3 summons before you get Goblin, like to
Yeah.
a zone where you can summon.
Having to discard to use this effect, you're basically just running yourself down out of resources, like a little
I
bit.
don't know. I still think
Yeah.
it's
So, moving on to Ancient Fairy,
sketch.
I think that Ancient Fairy, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm sure that somebody could probably find a way to break it, but just bring it back, see how it goes. VFD, I could care less about, honestly. I don't really mind it,
Glue.
but like, and I genuinely don't mind VFD. It's okay. I mean, sure, it's oppressive and whatever, but it's okay. Electromite, yeah, pendulums needed. Pendulums are really needed. So Herald, aside from being an easy access negate to any fucking combo deck that could make a level 4 synchro, it's really fucking good in, you know, any ritual deck. Just looping it using its effects. I can't remember the exact deck list I saw.
There's probably some
There was-
Aurora Turbo.
Yeah.
thing.
Maybe.
There was also Link Cross available at the time where this card
No.
was
This
potentially
is
a
more
problem.
recently. This is more recently. This is me like in the middle of the night just watching combo videos, and I can't remember exactly what deck it was, but I remember it being abused a lot. It being used with Dugaris, so 2 of those making. A
Oh,
Dugaris
you
card
were
effect.
probably looking at Megalith combos.
Yes, I was gonna say, is this
Yeah.
mine?
It's probably
Yeah,
Megalith
so,
combos.
that could probably be incorporated into, I don't know, maybe Drytron
I
or
don't
like
know,
if,
They
it's-
don't use it.
People have tried
Well, I
Megalith
don't
builds
know,
and they're just
like-
worse than the Herald
I think
build.
It's
too
such a
much of a-
convoluted, like,
I don't, it
deck.
was a giant problem last format. Well, not last format, but the format before, when we were actually playing, like in person.
Yeah.
Like even like you end on what Herald, Boral Savage, VFD. You couldn't really stop that board. There was
Well, that's
nothing you
because
could
it
really
was
do.
chucked in an Infinable where they had Smoke Grenade and could rip 2 cards out your hand in the process.
Yeah, no, not even that. When I was playing Eldritch Synchro, like you end on this, a couple of back row. Like this is hard as shit to break. How do you break this board without having like the exactly perfect hand?
It's such a frail combo, though. Like,
Yeah.
there's
I
so
don't know.
many.
I get Aiden's point.
There's so many choke points, and there's so little ways to continue playing if you do get hit on one of those choke points. It's like,
No, I'm saying it's like a combination of both applications where like something could come out or something could be re-released or somebody could discover something and it's just going to make this card broken. Because
I
again,
definitely agree. It could do, but I think at the minute it's all right. But
Yeah.
then it
Right,
it-
let's
it-
rate.
takes us, yeah.
It does have 2 very strong effects.
Let's rate Aiden's
There were
list
a
then, shall we?
couple of
0.
cards I actually forgot.
4.
4. Can you imagine Dragon Link or something of this, something similar, playing with Ancient Fairy, Goblin,
No,
Malvalve?
I'm giving him 4 because he's actually done something different to everyone else and not banned the
Okay.
normal stuff.
Yeah, but
And, like-
Hitler did something different to everyone
True,
else. And we don't
true.
need to rate it that way.
I haven't done yet. I'm not done yet.
Aren't
But you
you?
got more.
You've defended it. What
What else you got?
No, there was a couple. I said at the beginning of the like when we were getting ready, there were a couple of cards I forgot.
Oh, okay.
What are
Okay.
they?
This number's going down.
Keep going then.
So cards that could get banned in my eyes. Right, obviously Dragoon. Just I want Dragoon to go. Like it is so free. Like genuinely, I can't believe
Yeah.
some people compare Masterpiece and Dragoon as the same thing.
That comment
It
alone.
is-
Ooh.
it is not the same thing at all.
No, Masterpiece is a lot fairer Dragoon, which is silly to say. But
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Well-
But I think Hero could use some support again. Maybe put Hero Lives back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe to
How
2
about that?
even.
He delivers.
I want to Goldstock back to 3, to be honest.
Ooh. Playing with
What's
fire
that?
with that one. Gold Sark
that?
to 3.
not if you put Colossus to 1. That's it.
So what do we overall rate Aiden then? I've got 4.
One.
Someone's house is 4. I've heard a 10.
4.
Hard
1.
0.
If it wasn't for the vanities, I'd put it like as a 6 or a 7. But because of the vanities, I'm gonna have to say 4.
Right.
I'm
its
saying
average
10
is
just
4.
because that level of idiocy is just so brave.
Right, suck my dick, you shit.
It is content, I guess, and he's
It
smart
is.
for having him on.
Okay, it's me next then. So I'm gonna start.
Swear down if ballparks at
Ban
6.
this band. VFD reasons. LP, it's a little bit late to the game, honestly, but like it's just I'm so sick of watching it. Of what I actually getting to the point where I'm critiquing Dragon Link combos, and that's just not good for me. I think Natis should be banned because I actually despise punishment popping too. It doesn't like it adds nothing to the deck. It's just simply like makes the deck too sticky and annoying and like clearing the board. And yes, I can lose to 2 pops, Aiden. So that's why I want rid of it.
But Andy, what's the Boral God for?
Exactly, what's the Boral God for? Oh, anyway.
Andy, another thing, you're not exactly playing the top tier meta. You're playing
well,
Rogue.
shut up. I don't care. Well, but that's the thing. Yu-Gi-Oh isn't just for the Quincy's and the packs. It's for everyone. It's not just for the top tier.
Yeah, but you say that.
but the ban list is
also
for
you
top
run
tier.
what is
Ban
it like?
lists for everyone.
3 lightning storms in main, feather duster in main.
No, honestly, but Natis doesn't give it like if you take Natis away.
So
the deck does completely fine, does absolutely everything the same. It still adds back with Mega or whatever. It just does everything except like has a double pop, which I
mean,
think
they
so double pop.
they just run Skull Knight, right?
yeah,
I
but
don't
Skull
think
Knight's
so.
slower. It's just slower. Like you can't. It's
Yeah,
not
but they
a
can
quick
still
effect,
send
is
it off of like thingy.
Yeah, but it's not that
Seven.
same turn, is it?
Oh
No.
It can be.
Yeah.
That's
But, like,
card.
but the Natus is a problem for pop 2. But Dragoon, Pop 2, and Burn isn't a problem, I've noticed.
Oh yeah, where's Dragoon, buddy?
Where's
that's on
Dragoon?
Where's
on a
Dragoon, Andy?
Different list.
Where's Dragoon?
Ban everything that hurts me, but keep everything at 3 that I run.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of that. And Ben
It's a bit
10
biased.
Ben 10's, I just honestly, the amount that he just gets abused, I think Ben 10 needs to be put to rest. Like just some poor hooker. Like it's
Not while
just...
they still have support that they need people to buy.
Oh, they'll release Diviner
But that's
instead.
the
It's
thing, though.
fine.
If they have their XEs, they don't need Ben 10. I feel.
Ben
No,
10 is one
they
of the
definitely
cards I
do.
think
They definitely do, Andy.
Okay, in which case, ban vanities. It's just so
Vanities is
generic.
Okay, yeah, Vanities is fine. They're not even running
If
it.
you ban
Yeah,
Ben 10,
they're
ban
running-
Ben
they're
10.
running-
getting on the roster or something.
Ben 10 searches so much. It's like fucking Rota for the deck, but that can be activated 3 times, even more.
Oh,
than that. I
we
can,
could-
But, Dragoon,
double-
but Atlantean Dragoon's at 3 and it does the same thing.
We could double whammy and piss Quinn off at the same time. Just ban all light fairies.
that's the other option.
Trickstar's gone. Ben 10 gone. Another side note: Joe mentioned Nadia's Servant, and no one has touched that card. I forgot about
No
it.
one's touched it yet.
I would like to put it to 1
See,
because
the
that
thing
card is so free.
It's. I think I
kinda
agree
like
with you, but
Nadia's
only
Servant,
if everything else
honestly.
gets hit.
Yeah.
Too fair.
I kind of like it, so I wouldn't even touch it, honestly. Like, I don't think the dogmatic engine is exactly broken. I just think it's really consistent.
But that's
So
the
for
thing.
Andy's-
It just doesn't do anything to the engine. The engine functions completely fine. It just takes a part away from the part of the deck, which I think is like horrible to play against, and that's
I think
the
it's-
double pop. It's a searchable double pop. It's like putting that wrenching whatever for torrential tribute. It's just very annoying. I don't know. I just don't like it at all. I just really
Did
don't
you
like it.
do you want to get Salamangreat? Whichever one theirs is banned. I can't remember.
I
if
mean,
it's
how
Rage
do you
or
justify
Rage.
it, like, in terms of a broader scale and not just how it is, in your mind?
But equally, Andy, Natus can hurt the deck just as much, like with Maximus, etc.
It's very true.
Yeah.
I think it's also for lore reasons to ban all the elder gods. I think it would be
Okay.
really great for lore. Moving on.
Okay. Moving on to the
Honestly.
limited because we're getting bogged down with this.
Banlist limited Mystic Mine.
Oh my god, he's put Masterpiece to one.
Yeah, it did. I think Mystic Mine just
I
needs
told
to
you guys.
remove to the it basically. You know how I was saying the whole time. I think they won't unban something to ban another thing. I have put terraforming to 2. But I'll get to that. Mystic Mine to 1 because it's just it's such a dumb card.
But not to
You know, I'm
0.
seeing
Almost
a
as
little
if
bit
you
of
want
a
to play it
old
with set
brain.
rotation in a deck.
Terraforming.
I didn't think about that, but
Have you noticed the terraforming to search the ballpark, the rebuild to make it better, and the Pranker Chop to make it
Masterpiece to 1 because it's like, why not? I don't think it could go to 3 because, I mean, they'll never do. I don't think they don't really do that. But like, I think Masterpiece 1 would be interesting. As you said, it's like a smaller Dragoon, and it's like Aiden said, there's so much stuff that they actually need to think about to get it out. I think they just need to keep slowly releasing Dragon Rulers until they reach a critical point and they go, okay, this is a bad idea, and then stop. I think Blaster's the second worst one, so I think that's fine to go out.
I don't think so, because this Blaster can have a lot of splashability. In Salads, I remember we were talking about formats ago. This could be played in Salads.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's just a pop 1 for a 2. That's not that broken.
Yeah, I think I was going to put all the Dragon Rulers, but I thought, start with Blaster. It's fine.
I feel like Tempest, it's Tempest and Blaster are the fair ones, and then Redox is kind of broken, and then Tidal's broken.
Redox is the Monster Reborn, right?
Yeah, and Tidal's the Foolish Burial for anything.
Yeah, I think Redox is the most broken one, honestly.
Yeah, that's why Blaster's the second worst, so it can come back next. Whether the Wind one can be completely unbanned, I don't know. I didn't bother putting on, but Fossil Dig. I think dinosaurs need a touch, but banning Misk is too much for them. And in reality, for the last month, they haven't done anything. They haven't topped really any events and whatever. I think Fossil Dig needs to be touched, especially with the new Scrap Raptor coming out. That this is such an easy search for the entire Scrap engine, which means
it makes it way too consistent.
Yeah, so I think this needs to be touched for that reason, and also it's like most people will argue that it's not. You don't want to destroy a deck. You just want to drop its consistency. Saying that, I've dropped Sanguine to 1 because I want to destroy the deck and I don't want to reduce its consistency. I think if you drop Sanguine to 1, you basically mean they can only resolve it once and special out 1 Little Lord, which is I'm happy with. It's just it's the ultimate grind deck, and if you took this to 1, it becomes not the ultimate grind deck anymore and just becomes a normal grind deck. If you drop Sanguine, I understand if you drop Eldland, it drops the consistency. That's fine. I just don't care. I hate the deck so much.
Okay, but the reason why you hate the deck is because ball pop.
No. No one likes the deck. Talking to people, no one likes playing this deck 5 times on a tournament. It's so dumb.
I don't like playing as or against the deck.
The deck's so fun to play against. The deck is so fun to play against.
It's so boring. It's so oppressive to every other
Adam,
deck.
we can obviously not appreciate the same things. You appreciate traps like a fine wine, but I treat them like what they are, which is
but it's not oppressive because all it is a DD Crow and a pop. That literally is all the deck does.
But every turn it will do that, and that's so annoying.
No, just Ash Sanguine and they do nothing.
Ash Sanguine, and then they set the DD Crow or the pop next turn.
I think the thing is that we're not really taking into consideration. Fair enough, if it's played pure, then yeah, whatever. But the fact is, it gets merged with fucking Dragoon and fucking
here we go.
Zodiac and shit like that. It's never just.
Can we? I'm not disagreeing if you have a hit. I'm agreeing. It's nowhere near as bad as.
Can we carry on with Ross's point just for a second? The fact that Ballard was about to say, if you do put this to 1. They're just going to replace it with white and black. If they replace it with white and black, fine. White has to, summon from hand or grave. Black has to summon from the deck, but it's not a quick play. If they're using those, they're now limited to using those in their turn or suboptimally not to summon from the deck with white, which means they can't cut this deck as they please with anything else. They have to kind of play it pure or play with zombies.
Which I think will be fine.
Black is dead late game because it can't summon from grave. It only summons from hand or deck, right?
It does, yeah.
I don't know. By the way, I think Sanguine is probably the wrong hit, but I want it to be different to everyone else.
No, I think it's the correct hit. It is the correct hit.
Oh, thank you. Meltdown. I think this deck has been. I think Invocate Alistair has been around for far too long and needs to be retired. I semi-limited Terraforming, Reboot, and Bank. I'm now looking back at this with slightly different glasses on, and
what's the justification there, Andy, for them 3?
I'm actually fine with this list. Please put Meltdown to 1 and give me Terraforming back to 2. I'll take that Happily.
That's his justification.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ballpark gets better.
Mystic Mine caused a lot of things to be changed. Metaverse basically went to 1 overnight because of it.
That
Terraforming has been slowly going to 1 because of like cards like Meltdown and like the really powerful field spells. Yes, I agree. This is tilted towards me, but at the same time, the more powerful field spells need to be touched, not my little.
I wanted to speak up on this, but I keep forgetting to. I don't think mine should be limited at all. I think it's an incredibly fair card, especially going second.
Coming
We've already
from-
seen your list, buddy. We know how
No,
valid
genuinely,
this
I
is.
think it is an incredibly fair card.
This man plays Draco
Have you
and
read
Lich.
mine?
I have, yes. I played mine. I played against mine.
Yeah, I can
I think
tell.
just any card that can unilaterally say that these entire mechanics of the game are off limits to you is not
Yeah.
a fair card.
Floodgates.
It's not at all.
But then
Fuck 'em all.
it does raise the question: do you touch any floodgates? And no floodgate has ever really been touched apart from Imperial Order. So it's very bizarre that.
Guild
They...
Drain.
And
And
Vanities.
Kill Drain.
Oh yeah.
And Guild Drain.
Okay.
And what is it? Is it
Ignore
Mind
me.
Drain?
Ignore me. Then I'm wrong.
Chicken
Oh
game.
yeah,
Chicken game,
Kaiser
chicken
Col-
game.
Colosseum.
Kaiser
Ballad-
Colosseum.
I don't hate me, but
Do you want
Banmore.
us? Do you want us to keep going,
No,
Andy?
don't ban them.
Yeah, I will keep going.
Animal.
Red Reboot because I don't think it's an impressive card. Pancratops because
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't really get why it's as, like. If you can't really out a Pancratops, or if Pancratops literally seals the game for you, then it's like it's a clutch game and it's always fun. There's never a point where you summon a Pancratops and you go, oh, that's so broken, oh, that's so busted. Like,
Do you not think Pancratops does too much and that's the reason he's at 1?
no, I don't think it does too much.
You
It
special
pops, it
Pank,
pops
you
a
beat
card.
over some. No,
Pops
but
a
no,
card.
but Pancratops effectively is special 1, beat over a negate, and then pop a card and you broke their board for like a battle phase.
What negate? What Herald? What negates are below than 3k now?
Appaloosa.
Apollosa is usually 24.
Well, I mean, if you're bad at the game, don't summon it with full materials.
It's always 24 most.
No, I mean sometimes. Granted, sometimes, but like, I don't know. But the thing is, it's a side card, and I don't know. Like side cards need to be that much touched. I don't know. It's just like. I think it could come back. That's why I didn't put it to 3, because 3 just like becomes literally your side, and then it's just if you open, you just can immediately remove anything, which is kind of.
Hold
Okay,
on,
well, think
buddy.
about it in
Why are
this
you playing
capacity,
this?
right? I brought it back to 3 because I thought it's a fair card going second, good against combo and control.
Yeah.
Because let's say you're going up against Eldritch, right? You summon a Pancratops, right? You have a quick play to get rid of the Golden Lord from board, so they can't resolve their back row, or you just pop the back row instead, and then you push for game that turn.
Andy,
What was-
stop
what
trying
was
to
Joe's
play it
point?
off as this is a side card, and
I
side
wouldn't
cards
run
should
it.
be
I
touched.
wouldn't run it.
You
Alpha's
wouldn't run
better.
it? Are you
Alpha
running
is
it
better, in my
currently?
opinion. Alpha is way better than it. Genuinely.
I mean,
He doesn't actually run it.
He
ah,
runs
I
Alpha
don't-
instead of it.
oh yeah, okay.
Anyhow,
I don't-
Dragoon
I was
to
worried.
Alpha
1.
lets him culture its opponent type.
Dragoon to
I
1
don't
because I only need 1 of it. And no, it's like I think kind of Quinn's right. It makes kind of sense to like they're trying to push prosperities, and I think if you run more than 1, it's like you're big meanie. Ancient Fairy Dragon can come back to 1 because reasons.
Such as ballpark.
It's
You know what I
actually-
think is interesting? A
Some
few of us
resonance.
have put this on the list to come back to 1. What do you think that is?
But because it doesn't really need to be banned. Like, I don't know. I don't really. The thing is, when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, it was really prevalent. So I don't really know why it was banned because I didn't see the degeneracy. All I saw was
So it
Joe
was-
active normal A, so activate Destrudo, summon this, pop the or something. I can never remember, but it's like honestly use it with Dragon.
You'd
Ravine
use it with Dragon
and-
Ravine, yeah.
and Union Carrier, and that was it. So I don't really remember
Well,
why it was
he
banned.
played him with Invoked. It was Invoked ABCs.
Yeah.
Yes,
But what
that was
really
it.
made Ancient Fairy Dragon ban-worthy was
Spiral.
Spiral.
Yeah.
Oh, well then Spiral are dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
It's more the
Spiral.
fact that Destrudo's
It was
dead that I
Spiral.
think
Spiral
people
is
can
what
actually
gave
consider
Ancient
this
Fairy
coming
that-
back.
That's
Bye-bye,
the main reason
you're
I
no
did
longer
it.
one.
I didn't bother with Destrudo. I just thought, Ancient
Yeah.
Fairy. No one's.
Because Destrudo and Ancient Fairy in the same format means Dragon Ravine is literally just like terraforming plus special 1 from hand. pretty good.
I was about to say that was a really awkward silence. Like everybody just stopped talking. I was like, am I just like getting cut off? Or what's happening here?
Right, and then to the unlimbs, I've got Hero Lives because I think heroes need help. Call by the Grave because I don't know, I just don't like hand traps. Gold Sark can come back to 3 because
Warbuck needs all the help it can get.
no, I wouldn't run it. I genuinely wouldn't run it at 3. It wouldn't be good at 3 for me personally. Thunder Dragon, not a thing. Sekka's like, why is it still unbanned? Like genuinely, it's
You know
like
what you should try and do?
it was
should
good
try
in a
playing
BA.
Sekka's
It
Light
was good in
and
like
do-
one BA deck, and then BA's.
Thunder Dragon, Crusadia,
Yeah.
Dragon, whatever.
Mermails.
But this is the thing, like, it wasn't Sekka's Light that was the problem in those decks, and I just love how fucking it just spurs on creative deck building.
Yeah, exactly. You decide I'm not going to bother with any spells or traps. I'm going to run pure monsters, which is really
It's
cool.
like fucking, I just it's something that fucking that Pokemon and Hearthstone have that we don't. Like cards that like encourage building a deck in a different way for like benefits. Obviously in Hearthstone you've got like Reno Jackson and all of those things that say like you can only run one ofs. It's just I just love the idea that we should have more cards like that. Same with Grass Looks Greener.
Yeah, I mean,
Sekka's Light promotes really cool like side decking strats as well.
Yeah.
For those types of decks.
Yeah, it does.
I think the most creativity you get out of the Sekka's Light deck is in the side deck.
100%.
Genuinely, is in the side deck. That's where you see all the creativity being, because you have to switch that out, change your entire deck. It's almost like
To be honest, I think
Smoke
you see,
screening.
you see
Smoke
quite a bit of
screening.
it in the main deck as well, because like cards that you would run, like spells and traps that you would run as like a main deck sort of outs to certain situations, you then need to substitute for either monsters that help you get to like extra deck outs to certain situations, or monsters that fulfill that same criteria. Like
I mean, that was
in
just like no, carry on, carry on.
fucking it's gonna bug me if I don't look up the name. But the fire one, the fire Crusadia card that could pop,
Reclusia, or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
that
Yeah.
started getting run. That started getting run at a higher ratio than the others, even though obviously you were wanting the dragon to go into the guard dragon combos. That started getting run a little bit higher as like a tech option. People like start running cards that you wouldn't otherwise run just because you can't use these spells and traps. You have to
Well, I
delve
mean,
into these different options.
In those decks, what would happen is like they had built-in outs. Like when you really think about it, the only one that didn't really have a built-in out per se, but they kind of did as well, was BA. BA had like obviously the Farfa Banish, and then what was it, the Alec Bounce?
Alex and a gate. I think it's
Yeah.
Which
Is
one
it
is
Cal-
it?
is it Calcab that bounces
Maybe.
that spell trap?
Which of
Yeah.
them bounces spell traps? But
think it's
with
Calcab.
the
Calcab, yeah.
Crusadia, God Dragon, Kaiju, they had Kaijus in it as well to get rid of combo boards. But essentially, they were either go second, try to play through as many negates as possible, or go first and just build a giant ass board, seeing all your extenders. It wasn't like I get what you're saying with the Crusadia, the fire one. You would have stuff like that for those situations, but I'd still say you're capped in the main deck for the amount of creativity you could have.
Yeah, I mean, of course,
The side deck is
every
rare.
deck is slightly capped at some point. There's not 100% free creativity because obviously you either get locked into something or it's not really the right choice. But
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
good on your optimal
it definitely
routes.
gives it more options.
Stuff like in the BA version with Light of Sekka, they were running that fucking power giant or some shit like that. That level 6 rock monster. Like cards that you
Level
would
four.
never. Yeah, it's level 6. It's hang on, let me have a look.
Is it the one that you special summon by banishing one from grave?
No, it's you have to discard a card to special summon it. You have to discard a level 4 or lower
I
monster,
actually remember that spiking in price. That was quite funny.
and then its level decreases the same level as the monster you sent. But
Oh,
it's
I
just
have
it's
no
just
idea.
shit like that. It's like
Any-
cards that you didn't even fucking know about.
Yeah.
Like, and it just they start seeing play because you might as well. Like, I just love that.
Anyway, finish off the list. It's got Deloran because he's got Ratted, and then Ignis of Promises because I was reading it and I was thinking, who the fuck would make
Exactly.
this over anything else? And it's just bizarre. I will
I mean,
point out that the my little semi list is my semi list because that's more my wish list than anything.
It gets Andy very semi. That does.
Ignister Provenance. Like, could you remind me of its effect? Because genuinely, it's just
the effect of Ignister is that it's once per turn you can target one pendulum monster on the field or one in your pendulum zone, destroy it, and if you do, shuffle one card on the field. So it's a unicorn. Once you pop something on your own field,
it's not your own field; it can be either fields. So it's good in the mirror.
That's okay. Okay, that's kind of cool actually. Anyhow, once per turn you can special summon one Draco Slayer monster from the deck in defense.
See, that was the issue with that card because what was it? Was it Pepe?
It was Dragon Pepe. Yeah.
Draco Palace. It's because like it special summoned a dragon pendulum monster, and like if Dragon Link isn't touched, and like let's say this does come back. I could like see Dragon Link.
One already. Like if it was used, it would be used already because you wouldn't run more than one at it.
No, but Pendulum isn't used because Electromite isn't back. But if you bought Electromite back,
well I didn't.
And this.
To be honest, with Electromite back, and then that quick play spell they've got, Draco Face Off, is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a Pendulum Guard Dragon sort of.
They will.
If they don't ban LP 100%, because Draco Face Off is crap.
That sounds cool. That sounds
Draco
fun and
Face
cool.
Off is an E-Telly for Draco, yeah.
Because then you could also use Dark Worm, which searches the scale when it special summons itself. It's fucking great. It's
free.
Like,
genuinely,
it might be a bit too free. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but essentially, back when people were playing this, like I remember when people were playing Pendulum Dragon Link I can't remember what format this was actually. Was it right after 2019? That I can't remember. I remember like testing it like a lot, and it was a lot to do with this combo because I made like a 60 card Pendulum Zephyr Dragon Link thing.
Oh yeah, boy.
You remember when I was testing it?
Yeah.
I think, and genuinely, the stuff that you can do with it is insane. Like it to 3, and especially if you had Draco Face Off, because I was playing with Draco Face Off at 1. When you saw it, you go absolutely fucking nuts.
Shall we rate Andy's lists?
Yeah.
I say 0 because Ballpark does not deserve anything.
Could we go back to
I'd give it a
the
5.
other two things? Because
I'd give it a 5 for the bias.
So the ban was Ben 10, VFT, LP, Natis. I mean,
no.
I don't know why you guys are so angry about Natis. This doesn't do anything.
And then the
Limited was Mine, Masterpiece, Reader, Blaster.
Oh, he didn't ban Mine.
Dig,
Go do that before.
Meltdown, Sanguine, Dragoon, and Ancient Fairy. Semi was
Purely for the fact that you didn't ban Dragoon, I don't think you should get a high rating.
It's not a bad. It's not a bad card. All you have to draw is Forbidden Droplets.
Cheeky 6. Pair of 6s, I reckon.
Andy, is that not the same out to a Floodgate?
Yeah. Shut up.
Yeah.
You're getting a crisp 4 from me, so not banning.
Yeah, I'll drop it to a 4.
Andy could get like a 3.
Right, next person. So moving on to Joe's list.
Yes, this is what I think will happen. I'll talk about my wish list in a little bit, but this is realistically, I think, the list we're going to see. VFD banned. Pardon?
What about Knuckles? Don't think Knuckles can come back?
No, I mean, I don't think they're going to be doing anything big at the moment. VFD banned for obvious reasons. Ben 10 to 1 because they still have to sell support. Duloran I forgot to add, but Quinn reminded me of it. It's been errated, so it also should be limited. Firewall, Electromite, Metalfoe support, errata. True King's Return was put to 2. It's not doing anything. It can go to 3. The fact of the matter is that like the player numbers for YuGiOh at the moment are falling. And if you do like a big hit like banning Ben 10 when people have just bought Drytron, maybe even banning VFD, people are going to be like, well, okay, I'm just not going to buy any product at all then. Niall tried to make me put Stalio on this or Gazelle, and I compromised by saying that Gazelle could probably come back if Stalio stays banned.
All the way around.
Yeah, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Wishlist. I'd like to see Harp. Sekka's Light would be cool. I'd love Destrudo back. If Needle Fiber got banned, I'd love Mine to get banned. I'd love Dragoon to get banned. Do I think it's gonna happen? No, but that's what I'd like to see. But I think this is legitimately gonna be the list.
Did you ban VFD or did you limit it?
Ban VFD.
Okay, cool.
Joe,
Hmm?
just because I couldn't hear you before, what were your thoughts on Ancient Fairy Dragon? Because I see that seems to be a trend.
I actually quite liked Ancient Fairy. What I said was because Destrudo got banned, I think Ancient Fairy can be is kind of fine, which is why people are considering it now.
Yeah.
Ancient Fairy and Destrudo and the format seems silly. I did not like your list, however, because Ancient Fairy, Larvalval Chain, and Goblin all coming back seems like it could be a mucho problemo.
Do you know something that's just occurred to me? There was a point where Joe was talking, and then like Aiden was like, "Oh, that was a really long, long silence there."
Ah,
Why?
I've just found out why. We were all silent listening to
yeah, I
Joe.
was really confused.
And it was because that made no sense to me. I was like, "What?"
I was hearing nothing, and I just heard everybody. Like, there was a few times where I just heard everybody not talking. And it
Bro,
was
this
so
is
awkward, I was
why.
just like, okay.
This is why at the start of the fucking call he was like, Joe hasn't said hello yet.
Oh,
Oh my god, yeah! It all makes sense now.
Actual
watch the video.
Papeg.
I'm gonna watch the video. And then
He went
categorize
like 40
everything.
minutes without hearing Joe.
Yeah, I thought. No, I thought Joe was just like messaging Andrew for some reason. And I was like,
I cannot wait for Aiden to watch the video and then me to just get a bunch of like angry DMs about me slandering his list.
oh, that,
I gave you a 0, by the way. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
oh, did you actually? You little
Yeah.
shit.
But yeah,
Honestly, I disagree with one thing on your list again. I say this is me being actually very serious. It's not me trolling or anything. I don't think mine needs to get hit to 0.
I mean, I am indifferent about it. I'm not playing the game at the moment. I just really don't like that card. I think it's very fun and uninteractive. Hence why it's on my wish list. I don't think it would go for the time being. Maybe in the future, but
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we get into that kind of format where mine is.
it just
literally
gave me fucking headaches every time I'd go to an event, being like, I should put like one cosmic in or something, just in case I play against some sort of glue eater that drops mine.
I remember
great when you-
was it right before regional where we were testing, and I was testing out Draco Mine, and we played like games and games, and you just kept getting like very angry with me.
Yeah, because
lie.
we weren't
I wouldn't
siding, we were just
lie.
doing game 1, and then he'd slap down mine, and I'd be like, okay, cool. Well, you will notice, however, on my wish list, I did not say Maxi to 3. That's because that is the opinion of a person that belongs in some sort of
Hey,
institution.
I didn't say Maxi, and that's kind of what I'm typecasted for doing. So you know.
I'm glad.
Props
Good.
to me.
What my hobby is I scroll down Zodiac and I see people's ban list posts, and then before reading the ban list, I scroll down to the unlimited section, and if I see Maxi to 3, I say, this is a waste of my time.
I don't understand why people feel so strongly about it, especially like I mean, I would
What, to
understand
come
if
back
you
or to
played-
stay banned?
No, I'd understand if you played something like very combo-y, but you don't. You play something very mid-range.
I think it's more based on people's experiences of what state the card was in when they started playing. For me in Ballard, it was at 3. We've seen it go from, full power to fuck all. We've experienced the whole thing. I think Joe came in when it was at 2.
When it was at 1.
Yeah, but
It just got put to 1.
Yeah, Joe came in when it was at 1, when it was the sackiest card you could
It was
draw. That's
horrible.
That's probably why he doesn't like it.
Yeah, so if you put it to 3, it's an absolutely fair card. Like,
Oh yeah.
But Callum, like me on the flip side, I've experienced the entire life of Maxi in the game.
Have you?
I'm like, yeah. I remember I was playing when Maxi was at 3.
Were you playing with Maxis? Like, did you own
Did
Maxis?
you own Maxis at 3?
No, I didn't play Maxis, but I got Maxied a lot. Remember, this is when I was a scrub and I just started off.
There you go. You were a scrub at the time. You didn't care about
If you played when you had Maxis, like playing with triple Maxi against triple Maxi, it's a very fair interactive card.
But go on, Aiden, because you were in the run to defend Maxi, I think, weren't you? So like,
yeah, I am. Like me being a scrub back then that was playing what Light Sworn Red Dragon
Yeah.
Archer theme,
Fun deck.
and I special summoned a lot, right? But even then, Maxi I just saw as like, oh yeah, fair enough. It's it's a good card. Right? I never saw as like, oh, this is a massive problem. It's canned immediately, and that says a lot because I was in the format not being able to have Maxis and not having a problem with them.
Yeah, but were you the eyes of a child or the eyes of a bitter adult? Whereas
I started when I was like, what, 16?
Well,
Yeah, it was a young taxi driver back then.
Fake
Photo for
taxi
reference
driver.
here, please.
No, please
fine.
do not.
Let's-
I will hunt you
It's
down.
just
and
move
kill
on.
you.
The reason, just as a final closing note on this, the reason I don't want it to come back is if you've ever watched anything, like any tournaments where Maxi is unbanned, like if you watched Cross Banlist Cup or whatever, literally the deck that wins is the one that sees Maxi the most in
Yeah,
like
that-
the top tiers, and it's just like, even at I don't want to say it's sacky at 3 because everyone will be running it and you're running outs to it, but like if they have it and you don't have the out to it, it's actually the worst feeling. Also, first person that ever maxied me, Adam Ballard. So
I
just
wonder
add
why.
that.
Yeah, but Joe, would you not prefer the format to be in like more the mid-range control format than just combo going insane, building these boards with like BFD Dragoon?
Yeah, but imagine
Very
Joe, how
funny.
much Joe will cry when he activates Harp Heart and you chain Maxi.
Yeah.
You do just stop.
Keeping in mind
like-
that he plays
You can have
Goblin,
Maxi back if you give me Mermaid and Harp. That's all I'm saying on the meta.
Oh, God.
We'll ban Nightmare at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Moving on. Joe's list is scored.
I give him a
I'll
5.
give it. I'll give
I'd
it.
say
It's
it's
a solid
6.
5.
I'd say
Solid
6.
Thank you.
I think
I'd
Joe
say
is very
5.
fair, and I'm going to give him an 8.
Oh,
Wait, no,
thank you,
actually, I'm gonna give him a 0 because he gave me a 0.
Okay, so that's going to average out to about 5 then.
I'd say average him at 6.
Average him at 6. Fine.
Thanks, guys.
Right. Next person is I think this is Ballard.
It is, yeah, it is mine.
Right. Okay. So this is your
Right.
this
All
is your
these
most recent
iterations.
ban list.
So this is banned. So all these cards that are on these lists, I don't necessarily think are going to happen. So I'll talk through like what I actually will. So what I think will happen and what won't. So like Red Reboot, I'd like it banned for reasons mentioned earlier because it's oppressive to control decks, but it won't happen. So whatever. Dragoon is a problem. You either ban Dragoon or you ban the Red Eyes Fusion. Change either of them so that it basically becomes like, because it's just like Mermaid now, where it's 2 monsters make combo, and arguably Dragoon is like the amount of games you can lose for just not being able to out a Dragoon is just like sort of unfair. VFD doesn't stops you playing the game. A hit to Virtual World. Union Carrier banned, and this is my hit to Drytron. So I don't think they'll hit Ben 10 at all because they need to sell the new Exceed.
This is actually big brain hit.
If you ban Union Carrier, you hit the deck, you hit its consistency, you hit its combos.
You force them to buy it.
What was that, Joe?
You force them to buy the new XC.
Yeah, you force them to play the new Exceed. Like,
Make it a secret rare and watch him struggle.
yeah, they literally have to play it. And also, Union Carrier in all of its life has never done anything particularly healthy for the game. You know, Buster Whelp, whatever. So it stops any problems. F-Zero because...
Before you carry on, I think it's also future proofing because isn't that like Utopia card coming out that does something insane when it's on the
It
field?
does, yes, actually. Yeah, you're right about that, yeah.
It is future proofing where like a card could be absolutely fucking busted like that card and just, you know, be abused by a card like Union Hanger. Honestly, this is such a big brain pick that I didn't even think about.
And then F-Zero, because I think if you ban Dragoon and you ban VFD, you should get rid of F-Zero because it does the same thing, and you'd probably see more Numeron. But I don't think it will happen because it hasn't done anything. And then LP, yeah, it does make sense. And then LP because Dragon Link has been like dying for a hit for ages, and LP kind of just impacts future Dragon card design. Like Dragons will always be like accessible and good because of the card. So yeah, that's the bans. I don't know if anyone wants to say anything about them all.
We'll leave those for now.
Okay, so this is the limit. So a lot of the cards on here, I probably missed some and like could interchange a few of them or whatever. So Tenki, I think, is a consistency hit to birds, to Zodiacs. And I think it's like one of them cards that it's too generic like Rota, and the cards it searches are too good now. Whereas like the argument before was that it was like only searching bad Beast Warriors, but now it's searching good Beast Warriors.
Yeah, I forgot this. I completely agree with that one. It's like every time a good Beast Warrior deck comes out, this is just it's a Rota. It's literally Rota.
Yeah, it's Rota, and I think the argument for it being a continuous is just not an argument. Like to be like, oh, you can MST it. Yeah.
Oh God, who's playing MST?
Would you not then also get rid of Fossil Dig? Or put Fossil Dig to one in this similar
The only reason that I haven't hit Fossil Dig is because they need to sell Scrap Raptor.
Yeah, that's why I didn't touch that. I touched Misk instead.
I think you could either touch Misk or Scrap Raptor, Misk or Fossil Dig, they interchange.
Yeah.
But they need to keep one of them at free to sell Scrap Raptor.
Okay.
Before Power School Combat, fair, and it's a Stratos. You can come back to one, try it. Give Pendulum something. Blaster is the fairest dragon ruler, and would help, I guess, Salad. I guess if you want to play in that, but I don't know. Heart Horror is a fair card. It's at 1, you ash it, they cry, like whatever. Engage is a fair card, and can come back to 1 if you put Kagari to 1, which is what I've done as well.
Oh, you're not hitting Horde drones?
No, because realistically, what does 2 monsters make now?
Anaconda.
Dragoon's banned.
Yeah, I get that, but still, it's just like it future-proofs the Engage again for like more engines.
It does, but like I think like at the moment with the current pool of cards, 2 monsters doesn't make anything. And then I think like I said, you do Misk or Fossil Dig, whichever one you want. The Meltdown, I don't think it needs a hit, but I think if they want to try and like limit how much people play old decks and force them to pay new ones, they hit this. And it's like it's better than limiting Alistair or something. Firewall's got the errata, so he's fine. Electromite comes back to sell Pendulum Support, the ones Duramy Chords, and it's quite fair without Astrograph, and you can try and come back. Kagari, like I said, goes to 1. Mirage Salio could come back to 1 but would do nothing, but give it him back. They can try it. Zeus, I don't necessarily think this should get hit, but putting a Zeus on top of a Zeus is kind of oppressive. So maybe you put Zeus to 1 and like limit its power a bit. Colossus, no one's going to agree with, but I think it's a fair card and it's easy enough to out.
Yep.
No, I agree with it. It was on my list.
Yeah.
It's a fair enough card to out. You've got droplets, you've got Imperm, you can run Kaijus, you can do. There's loads.
Yeah, but not only that,
The
the decks have built-in ways of getting rid of them, though. Like,
how is it
genuinely.
same with Dragoon, Andy? Literally not the same.
Literally drawing out to it. Cool. Nice.
It's
But
bad
no,
than Dragoon.
There's more outs.
There's way more outs.
Gets rid of
This
it
has its
easy.
own protection.
You get
The
rid of it
protection
easy.
that boosts its own.
But it is a protection with a cost. So
Yeah, the cost is good for them. The cost is
The cost is plotting.
Then don't try to destroy it then, monkey brain.
Yeah, it was only a problem when it was played in Dragon Link. If you had Thunder Dragon as a pure deck with 1 Colossus, triple Titan, it would just be a control deck, and that would not be that much of an issue.
Wait, doesn't the Nemesis Corridor thing make this dumb?
Yeah.
You can, but I don't think people would run it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because the OCG have it, and even they don't run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't take any lessons from the OCG because
Yeah, true. They don't know how to get build until TCG does.
the OCG is
I
basically
only take
New
the
Zealand
ideas.
for regionals.
And then the last card is Ptolemaeus, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And it literally just makes an infinity. That's fair. For 3 monsters, an infinity is fair enough. Like that was only advanced for the
Level
deck.
4s, yeah.
You have to overlay
Level
3.
I think it's 3 level 4s to make
It's
it
3 or more level 4s, yeah.
Not worth
And then
it.
don't you have to detach 3 to use that?
It's 2 plus level 4s, and then you have to detach 3 to make infinity. So like it's basically 3 you have to make.
Oh, sick! I can make it in bugs. Wonderful.
So the semi-limited is Hero Lives. I think you try it at 2, and it could probably come back to 3. But if they want to just be cautious with it, you put it to 2. Reasoning, I think, is fine at 2, but you be very careful because it's. I think you try it. I think you try it at 2 as like a fun experiment. See if anyone runs it, and then do whatever they want with it. The Infinity cards could both come to 2 because the new Infinity support came out, did nothing because these cards are both limited. Give them both back.
Can someone remind me what the Infernities is? Because I've never played with them.
Archfiend, if it's special, you can add an Infernity spell or trap not once per turn. Launcher, if you have no cards. Oh, if you have no cards in hand. Launcher, if you have no cards in hand. Tribute it special up to 2 Infernities from grave, so you can loop them.
Someone's
I think you can try
Yeah, Ballard, pick up Duel Links.
Oh, they're going to doing Duel Links.
They're both at 3, and there's a skill that gives you 4 launches.
So
to
you end
simplify,
up...
Andy,
Yeah.
loops, brother.
They do loop, but I don't think they would do anything bad being at 2. I think you try them, and if they, and then Nadir's Servant is the hit to the consistency of dogs. I don't think it needs hitting, but I guess you do it if you're hitting everything else. You maybe knock a bit of consistency off dogs. So Darkness Metal goes to 3 because it's a Ratter. Dynamite's fine to go to 3, and so is Return because the deck does nothing without Diagram or Masterpiece. You just give them both like almost full power and let it see how it goes.
So why not just give them Masterpiece to 1 then?
Because I don't think you give a Masterpiece to 1 and those. I think you put them 2 back to 3. If the deck still does nothing, then you try Masterpiece at 1. Double Iris goes to 3 because it does nothing at 1, and it also adds help to pendulums. Gateway of the 6, it could come back to 3. I don't think they do anything. Sekka's Light for deck building, and because interesting decks, and it's just, I think we've discussed this already. It's a good card. Max C to 3. I know we've discussed this, but you own, and then Cool Buy to 3, but I only put Cool Buy to 3 if Max C comes back to 3, so you have more answers to Max C.
That's fair.
And then Ignis Prominence could come back to 3, be fine, and then Beatrice to 3, not for BA, but actually for like Virtual World, because then you give them something to do. Like, you let them have Beatrice Turbo in Virtual World, and like it gives them end boards that's like not oppressive, and makes Virtual World still kind of decent.
So what would Beatrice send off? Does Beatrice send anything, or
it sends any card.
So what would you send off? Just like
I don't know virtual combos, but like they could, they can send any spell trap they need to get engraved to get combos. They could, play a Farfer if they wanted to in the deck and send a Farfer. Play Aerial.
Ask Jamie for his spreadsheet so we'll know what they do.
What a guy.
Wonderful. Right.
But yeah, that's the list. I don't know if anyone has any
I genuinely don't think Gateway can come back to 3.
I kind of thought
I played the deck enough that I know you can search it, but if you open it, you've got so much potential. It's actually insane. I don't know. I think this is biased for me that I played the deck and I didn't put it back to 3 because I don't think it's fair. But yeah, I don't know.
I can see that, but I still think you would try it 3. Like, I don't think it does anything bad. Like, what does Samurai end on? Nothing that impressive.
Without interruptions, I could end on literally any negate in the game, probably.
I remember what was it like?
An Exodia
and like a couple Omni negates.
Yeah, I could probably end on 4 material Appaloosa, Boral Savage for a few tokens, Naturia Beast, the other Naturia. Barkion, yeah. And Xian as well. I mean, in reality, I've actually even tried it with Exodia pieces, and you could end up with Exodia. So,
but that's without interruptions.
That's without interruptions, but I don't know. I don't think that.
It could be an issue, but I don't think it would be.
If it does, then bloody hell, I'll be turning to 6 Sams tomorrow. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess with this list, if Gateway came back and Maxi was in the format, it'd be different, yeah.
That would be different, but I mean, if Maxi was in the format, everything would have a different story. Like making VFD would be a bit different story.
But yeah. What we're doing here is taking these ban lists into consideration, how the cards would work all together, being released.
Like I said, I don't think half this will happen, but
Beatrice is actually a really smart play. Fine, give BA the max power they've ever had, but at the same time, that's a really good shout for countering getting rid of VFD because it gives us so many different combo options now, which I think would be really cool to see what they could do with it. But yeah,
You know, I find it funny that Ballard kind of, shit talked me about Lavalval Chain.
he
but
giveth and taketh away.
Beatrice back.
Yeah, but
Rank 6s are much harder to make, buddy.
Not if you're running a BA engine.
what?
If you run a BA engine, you can't activate using Beatrice over the top of BAs. You can't activate Beatrice the turn you summon her.
You use it during your opponent's turn. You
Yeah.
play the long game. You play the long game.
So how are we going to rate Ballard's list?
I think I don't think they'll do a huge list. If they did do a huge list, I'd want it to look exactly like this,
Yeah, I
honestly,
think this
minus
would
the
be
Max C, which we've talked about before. So I think like a 9,
So
maybe.
The votes. I think I think an 8 or a 9. Yeah, I think this is really good
Yeah.
actually.
It's very well thought out.
8.
Yeah, I think
I'd give it
it's
a
an okay
7.
list. I think it's an okay list. Obviously, there's some things missing, some things I would change personally, but it is a decent list. I'll give it a 5. 6.
Yeah. Did you forget DeLorean or did you just think it didn't?
I honestly forgot it. I
fair
completely forgot it had the errata.
Yeah, same.
Even without the errata, I don't see why it needs to. Why it wouldn't come back. But anyway.
Loops, brother.
It was just
Loops.
old loops.
Loops. Yeah, but
Well, I mean, it's gonna
OTK
come back.
loops are
because
funny.
it's gonna come back because of the structure deck, right?
Yeah, it will come
potentially.
back to 3, but yeah, I just forgot it.
Right. So averaging a Ballard Swan at 8 or 9.
8, yeah.
8. Wonderful. Ballard's in the lead. Let's see if anyone can clinch it, and that is just Ross. Oh, hang on, that's ice cream.
It's definitely not going to clinch it. So a lot of mine has basically been said already anyway, so none of it's going to be that new. I think, as alluded to before, mine needs to get banned, VFT needs to get banned. That's the only 2 actual bans that I've got.
Yeah, I can't really say much about it. I mean, we all went over these already.
I think the FD was on every single person.
Yeah. In terms of limit, I've got both Fossil Dig and Miscellaneousaurus. I don't know. Miscellaneousaurus is fucking busted, and Fossil Dig has got a
Book of Judgment.
It is spelled good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We'll get there when we get
Okay.
And Fossil Dig just has such a vast array of dinosaurs that do everything. Like the fact that you can search a fucking Soul-Eating Oviraptor that can add to hand or centigrade and also destroy like a baby. The fact that you can search a Miscellaneousaurus which can protect your entire dino board and also banish it to like special summons them. It's just fucking busted. I genuinely think both of them need to be hit in tandem. Eldland.
I'm surprised no one hit Soul-Eating Oviraptor.
No, because Oviraptor's fine.
I don't think that needs to be hit. You either got to drop the consistency by dropping Fossil Dig, or you drop the degenerate part, which is the protection.
Yeah, but I mean, a big part of that deck being successful is how much Oviraptor can do.
I think
But only if it's protected.
No, the big part of the deck
Only
is
if
honestly...
it's protected and only if you see it as well. So if you take away a main way of like consistently seeing it and also a consistent way of protecting it, then
the only issue of not hitting Oviraptor ever is you do limit future dinosaur design.
Yeah, well.
I think honestly, the misc is such an important part of the combo. Like, yes, it is protection, but the fact you banish it then to special the Archmasaur, which will add the pill, is like the biggest part of the deck, arguably. I mean, yeah, I don't think you should ever really touch the engine starter. It's like saying I'm going to touch invoke, and then banning or limiting Alistair. I just think that's the completely wrong way of like doing it.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree with that because like even with like you play out, you make your shit immune, whatever. If you don't have access to an Oviraptor, like if they banned, let's say theoretically, if they banned Oviraptor, right, you can't progress your plays that much.
Yeah, but you can't do anything. What can you do?
Nothing.
Well, we don't want to kill a deck. That's the point. We're trying to promote creativity. If you kill a deck dead, dinosaurs are gone. Like UCT off the top.
How about you have it to 1, and then that limits their not consistency.
This
but
is
the
a
ability
strange
to
angle,
recover
Adam.
it.
Of all the people here, this is the oddest angle. For reference, Adam playing dinosaurs. This is a this is a weird way to.
I will also say that I say we have to hit them, or I'd want to hit them both in tandem, knowing that I also put Lithosagem back to 3. So you know, you take that away, but you
Well, I mean,
also
Okay.
give it a little bit. So Outland.
Yeah, let's
sorry, go
continue
for
with
it.
the rest of the list.
Yeah, I will talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, so Outland just to hit consistency. Ben 10 obviously for fucking Drytron because yeah, like people have said earlier, it's just search so fucking much and yeah. The big titans of TOS format obviously Engage, Harp Horror, Mirage, and well maybe Mirage isn't the titan, but you know what I mean. And then Colossus and Electromite. It's just be nice to have those decks back into the format a little bit. I won't lie, Spellbook of Judgment was meant to go in the wish list thing. But at the same time, fuck it, it's there now. So yeah, it'd just be nice to get Spellbooks kicking around again, I guess. I know it's a very powerful card, but at the end of the day, they've done nothing since it's been banned. So yeah, why the fuck not? See what they can do. But like I say, it was meant to go in the wish list. It's more of like a just see what they can do sort of thing. Unlimited, there was a lot like that you could put in there, like MBT's video. Like obviously, there's so fucking much that could go in there, and probably nothing would change. But these are the things that I actually kind of want them to do, and
This
would
is
love to
something
see.
I think we need to really discuss is the point that, in our opinion, we want to remove everything on the list to try and promote creativity or doing whatever you want to do in the game.
Yeah,
But
in my opinion,
I
at
don't ever
least.
think Konami are like that though.
Yeah, no, I know, and that's why I've sort of kept it a little bit short and stuff like that.
I have a question. How much did Quinn pay you to put Light Stage there?
No, I genuinely.
I have no comment on that.
Ooh,
No, I
big Pop Daddy with reboot to 3. Yes. Yes.
Well, why though? No.
Well, here we go. Sekka's Light obviously promotes creative deck building. Draco Face Off and obviously the Draco Synchro in the extra deck. They're just not doing anything. It would be nice if they could do anything with both of them. Light Stage, Trickstars just aren't doing anything. Yes, I know it's a one card Link 2. Fuck it. There are so many one card Link 2s in the game.
But
It's
hang
just
on,
not.
the point is it Link 2 is it have you hit Dragoon?
No, he hasn't.
Not in this.
Well,
It's on my wish list.
My office.
It's on my wish list. I just don't think they're going to do it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
That's
Call by the Grave, just because. Yeah, I just think it's not as. I mean, it's powerful. Don't get me wrong, but I just think it's kind of needed in the game for certain play styles, and yeah. Red Eyes, obviously, because it's getting the errata. The Dynamite Knight and also the True King's Return to 3, just to give Draco a bit of something. I was contemplating putting Thingy to 1. What's his name? Masterpiece to 1. But I just thought, fuck it, give them these 2 and then see what happens. Lithosagem to 3 because it's not really doing anything, and also Dinos need something if both Phosphodig and Miss are being put to 1. Cyberstein because it's not really doing anything, but I do like the idea that with a newfound amount of decks coming out that don't need their normal summon. Yeah, just slapping a Cyberstein in there, like 3 copies of it. You can literally just normal summon it, pay 5k, get an exterior, and there you go. That's a pretty good normal summon. And I would also say probably fair, 5k for an exterior, and then yeah.
There's a lot of ways to out an exterior now. So.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's nice. Mali to 3. It is what it is. It is dangerous. However, it will make a lot more sense when you look at my wish list thing. I just think
God.
they're just not really. Heroes aren't really doing anything. Give them something.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
hero
but
players
that's
are
like
dead.
Dark Warrior.
Put Malik to 1. Piss them all
That's
off.
like Dark Warrior though.
Red reboot to 3. If your deck relies entirely on trap cards, which are usually fucking degenerate, scummy, shitty cards, then fucking deserve to lose.
Yeah, boy.
Like
I
you said earlier, if you literally rely exclusively on trap cards, you deserve to lose. Fucking play some quick play spells.
Hey, I rely on a Fiend Death as well.
Brave enough to say it. I love it.
Play some monster
I
balls, some
rely on
quick play
I
spells.
rely on
whatever.
special summoning. Max C is not a problem, yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Killed your argument right there.
No, not really. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll get on.
That's exactly
essentially the same thing.
I
We'll
rely
get
on
on to-
insects. I don't need the I don't need tribute.
We'll get onto it later. But yeah. Ancient Fairy Dragon, as a lot of people have said, I just don't think it's that powerful anymore. Errata to Firewall, Errata to Dulorian. Similar-ish thinking about the whole Beatrice thing. I didn't think so much about the virtual world thing, but I just thought, fuck it, like, it's not really doing much, and BA is sort of like a favorite deck to many, so fuck it, bring it back to full power.
Mali to 3, Beatrice to 3 is actually a little bit scary.
Yeah, but at the same time, fuck it. Why not?
Ross is thinking with his dick instead of his brain.
Right, okay.
Oh my god!
This is the wish list.
Okay,
So
this is
Judgment would also
Wait,
be.
stop,
I'm
stop,
interested
stop,
in
stop.
this.
Is this
So
banned?
let me. A lot of these cards need explaining, and also a lot of them go hand in hand and in tandem and stuff like that. So we'll start at the bottom, I guess. Hauki Firebrax and LP. If you ban both of them, all the other cards in those lists can come off.
I'd argue Agapane can.
Okay, so this is my reasoning about Agapane. There are so few, so there's no one card combo that can get you the proper setup Agapane with a card like
Striker Dragon.
no, as in like
Quick launch.
there is no. I'm not no. Listen to me. There is no way, because I've checked this. There is no one card combo that can get you Agapane in the extra monster zone facing down with something pointing into the same zone as it. Like
Yeah, you can use the Crusadia stuff.
No, but it's so much more. No. Without LP, there is no way of doing it. I mean, fair play. If you guys can find something and prove me wrong, then fair enough. But there is no.
I'm pretty sure there is, my guy. I think
No,
it's...
no, because
I have a way. It's just
Right,
not
okay.
the 5 minutes.
right. Think about what you need to do to get this. You need
I'm
to be
pretty
able
sure
to
a
get.
quick launch achieves it.
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
does-
I
If it-
watched
a quick
several
launch
Dragon
doesn't
Links
do it.
recently, and you basically start with Heavenly Spheres, then you link, you get anything into a Pisty. You got Pisty Heavenly Spheres, and then you get something else that gets into LP Pisty Heavenly Spheres, and you've got 2 arrows. All you need to link is the Agrapane and the Pisty off, or whatever, and you've got. Full...
If you can find the combo that does it, because I've tried and there's no. It's because it's so in like you need so many.
There's so many
materials.
dragons here. What's wrong with you?
No. You need so many materials to be able to go down, left, down, right to be able to put something that can then face into the arrows that you then
No,
make
because you
when
just
you use
move
it
it
with
with-
Agapane.
You just
Guard
use Guard
Dragon.
Dragon, yeah.
But you can't do that with one card.
You draw 5 per turn.
But this is what I'm saying. It's less consistent if you ban LP. But there's other things as well, like obviously the fact that what people have said earlier, LP just accesses any fucking dragon and makes them fucking insane. So it's just, I don't know.
Essentially, what's going to happen with the combo is that they're just going to use Pisty instead. That's it. To
Which
summon back whatever they
requires a
have.
lot more setup. And it also makes it a lot less splashable. You can't just splash like a Dragon Link engine, I guess, into stuff.
I don't think Dragon
You can
Link
do it in
engine's
Pendulum.
a thing. I've never seen Dragon Link be an
I would
engine.
honestly, I would encourage people after this to try and find like a really good, like consistent 1 or 2 card combo that can get, you know, the proper setup for it, because you're underestimating how much you need to go into to be able to first put the down left or down right arrows, then to make the Pisty or whatever or anything facing inwards, and then to make the Agapane facing into these 2 same arrows. You're really underestimating how much it takes.
I'm pretty sure Chaos Space and Safer Dragon achieves all that plus more.
Okay, if you want to test it and go for it, then please do. Because like I say, I've tested it a little bit. Well, I theory crafted a little bit. But like, yeah, there's probably stuff that I've overlooked. But at the same time, LP, absolutely busted. I think it needs to go.
Oh yeah, we agree. We agree with on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
if you
I'll-
do
No
find
one disagrees on that.
if you do
I'll
find a
take one
1 card
back,
combo that sets up Agapane, please leave it in the comments below. There you go, Andy. Content.
Yeah, it's true actually. Well,
Wow,
yeah,
so
this might just be really naive. I didn't put massive amounts of like time planning into it, but like from what I could see, it was so much more difficult to do. Obviously, if you ban Needle Fiber, all the tuners can come off. You give fucking Mecha Phantom Beast back their O-line, Blackwings back their Steam, Plants back their Bulb.
I
Fucking
don't think
sync-
Steam can come back. Honestly.
Steam is.
It's a
big
once per duel
no-no-no.
effect, isn't it?
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but still, Steam is way too strong. Like Oh.
Well, in my opinion, but yeah. Okay, back up to the top. Grass looks greener. It'd just be nice to put that to 3 to encourage some creative deck building. I'm not saying release all of them in tandem, but I'm just saying, like, release some of the Dragon Rulers to try and encourage a more Dragon Ruler-y version of dragons, especially if you're banning LP as well. I think that's absolutely fine. The 2 floodgates at 1, just sacky pieces of shit. Fuck them off. Get rid of them.
That's all. Yeah.
Vanity's Ruler, yeah, don't like that either. Fuck that off. And then,
yeah, honestly, I banned.
Now the fun begins.
I banned Ben 10 because I was like, before we get into the warrior stuff, I banned Ben 10 because I was thinking, it's never the solution to ban the problem. It was always best to ban the access to the problem first.
The thing is with banning Vanity's Ruler though is none of them are running Ruler
No
anymore.
one runs Vanity Ruler.
Okay,
No, but
I changed my mind. Bans Ruler. I fucking hate Rulers. So dumb.
It's been popping in and out, and like, I know it's like the same with Zaborg sort of thing, but like, it's just so much more oppressive, and like, even if no one's using it at the minute, I guess it's just, it's always there, and I just don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me. But that being said, it's only in a wish list, and I don't think they're actually.
Did I miss what you were going to unban Glow Bulb?
Well, yeah, if you get rid of Halki Fibrax, yeah.
Oh right, okay, yeah, but that would imply Konami ignoring the problem card and going for the.
Which is why it's in my wish list and not in my actual prediction.
Right, warrior stuff. Go on.
If you ban Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher, Rota has so few, like compared to Tenki or Phosphodig, for example, Rota can search such like less impactful cards than them.
Who wants to go first?
What's the issue? I know people think that Warriors have this like whole like menagerie of like insane support. They don't.
Rota searches Taunt Scales, and that's one card is old still.
Yep.
What's that? Taunt Scales.
Phantom Knights.
Yeah, fair enough. Let them do it. Yeah, but where do you go from there? It's just into a sold, and then fair enough. With other degenerate, this is what I'm saying. It needs to be in tandem with other stuff. I wouldn't just say, "Oh, fucking bring it back." No, because there's so much like that. Obviously, it can access if it's still in the game, like Halki Fibrax, fucking Dragon Links and stuff like that, YuGiOh and you name it, whatever. But like, it's just compared to everything else, there's just not really that impactful.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I don't.
Rota once per turn. I'm being an idiot here. It's not, is it?
No.
Rota,
No, But then again, neither's Phosphodig.
Yeah, but didn't even hit Phosphodig.
Well, yeah, because it can search. Like I said, Overreactor, which can do so much, Miscellaneousaurus, which can do so much, Scrap, whatever the fuck it's called, which is coming out, which does so much.
Yeah, but they don't have an Isolde.
Yeah, but they don't need it because they've got fucking Miscellaneousaurus, which is essentially. Imagine if Warriors had a fucking Soul Eating Overreactor. Imagine if they had a Miscellaneousaurus. Imagine if they had an Overtake Squirtless. Shit like this.
You're saying this. Can I just point out you also have an Saber Invoker here?
Yeah. Okay. So that's the other. So that's the other thing. Yeah. Maybe. I just thought it'd be funny.
So Rota for Taunt Scales. Taunt Scales done.
Oh my god, it's a rank 3.
Yeah, overlay into MX Saber, special at any other warrior.
Yeah, so maybe the MX Saber Invoker isn't the way to go about it. But
let's put it this way: with Rota, how many cards are currently in the game? About what? Let's say 10,000.
No, I know. Right, this argument is redundant because the majority of the cards you can search with it are utter garbage.
They are, but there are 594 cards currently.
Yeah, but that means nothing if 90% of them do shit all. Like, fuck yeah, I can search Warrior Type. Fuck yeah, boys, love it.
2 of the cards that follow Rota there is Dark Grepper and Armor Knight.
How dare you?
Those are the cards you're searching.
No, he's banning them apparently.
Wait, he's banning them?
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. You can bring back Rota 3 if you're banning Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher.
Oh my god, he's on his side now, isn't he?
No, I'm not on his side because you still have torn scales and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That question you
Yeah,
ban
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
just to get to Nay.
I generally
Well,
don't
no,
think...
if you're Nay, you're playing 3 rotor at the moment anyway. So.
Oh yeah, true.
and Monster Reborns and Feather Dusters. I
So
tell
remember
you
you
what.
can search all the Gokis, just find that out as
Oh
well.
god.
Gokies are doing sweet fuck all.
Oh.
And they can't
without
really
rotor,
do all that much.
I tell you what. I don't like Zexal. I think Zexal doesn't need to be
Yeah,
banned.
it's the same ruling as whoever, or the same reasoning as whoever said about VFD. If that's going, it might as well get rid of Zexal as well. I just don't think they're gonna do it.
No,
Which is
I
why
don't think it needs to. It's much harder to set up. It's just a bit weird. I think it's too easy to negate as well, and it's not easy. It's like a
You can still swing over it.
yeah, it's a
That's the
pansy
big
little
thing.
dragoon.
you
It's
negate
fine.
it the same way you could negate a VFD with Impum.
The problem is the deck that's setting up VFD can typically dodge the imperm.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what though, I like the rulers. I think you are braver than me to say ruler, and I think Ross may be the bravest of us all. What do we rate Ross?
I'm prepared for a low score, however, don't care.
Ban list wise,
Yeah,
What was the ban list? That's okay. That's alright.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
ignore the-
essentially the same as everybody else's.
like the
Yeah,
whole
this
thing,
one's
the
it.
whole shebang. I'm going to give Ross a 6 on his
Yeah,
personality
yeah,
and
I'd
looks.
say
It's a
I'd
solid,
6.
6 as well.
personality and looks, Ross is a solid 12.
Hey, I'll take that.
And then
Fuck it,
there's
I'll make it
Wishlist.
retarded. I've got the looks.
Also, guys, before I forget, essentially what I was saying about the soul-eating overraptor thing is if you hit it to 1, they don't have the explosive recursion.
I
Of like
suppose.
something another one, and
Oh,
just like
you're
you
saying they
can beat a
can't
dino
assert
board.
VFD, yeah.
I think functionally that's the
Not
same with
VFD.
miscellaneous Saurus, because once it's banished, it's gone. They can't use that again.
That's true.
Well, yeah, it's with same with this overraptor. You start your turn with it, you can't just get it back and then just free UCT, pummel over whatever you use to try to break their board.
I
But if you
admire
hit
the use of the
overactive
word
on it-
pum.
Pum is
Pum.
always good in any meta.
It's
Anyway, so
short for
Ross
pummel.
Ross gets 6, but then Wishlist. What do we reckon? I don't know.
No.
These are all
The wish list
not-
is
I
sick.
kind of want to /6/1.
3.5.
No.
The only thing that makes sense there is like the VFD. Which isn't
No,
there.
no, he's on about the
Fine, fine. So Ross gets a 6 overall.
I'll fucking take that. Why
Fine.
not?
So I can reveal that Ballard has done the best with a score of 8.
Congratulations.
Callum second with a score of 7. Ross and Joe with a score of 6. I feel Quinn maybe got shafted here, and
He
we
did.
were
You
out
don't
of
say.
spite.
You don't say.
I feel I got slammed
it was a
unreasonably
real
low
life
for that.
tiger.
His list was basically the same.
His actual ban list was really good. His wish list got him the hard.
All right, fine. Does anyone want to rescore
If we
Quinn, or
ignore
should
the
we, just,
wish list, Quinn quite easily could have got a 7.
should we rescore Quinn, or should we just keep him as a 2?
I think we rescore Quinn.
Off them
No.
up to 6 with me and Joe. Then we're all winners.
Well, why am I being punished for not having a Papega wish list?
Because
you
you're
don't-
yours
you don't join
5
us.
cards, you
That's what
lazy
you
git.
Not the wish
In-
list.
In my defense, I didn't think we were going to be rated on our wish list. I thought we were going to be rated on our actual
Yeah,
ban
I think
list.
that's fair. I mean, I think your overall was still 6,
Oh,
but
yeah, because if we were going to get fucking judging our wish list, I wouldn't have put half that shit in there because I knew exactly what I was getting ready for. But
Well, we didn't know we were going to get rated at all. To be
I
honest,
did. Andy
Yeah,
said.
anyway.
not
You
until
didn't
like
tell us.
You didn't tell any of us.
He
Yeah.
said it on Discord the other day.
Did
didn't
I?
he?
Oh well, maybe.
no,
I knew about it somehow. so-
Maybe I did say that.
because you get all the special treatment.
Anyhow, well, I think that's long enough for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If anyone's watched it all the way or listened to all the way through this,
I'm so sorry.
I mean,
Everyone's still watching.
as
Why?
always,
It's gonna be like Niall and Jamie.
yeah,
Yeah.
Since
maybe.
you're watching this video, the banner
mean-
will have come out by now.
I'm gonna have to watch it over just to see what Joe was saying.
This has been so long that the ban list may have come out by this point.
Does anybody want to check?
Yeah, well, anyway.
It has.
Right, as always, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you later, nerds.
Bugs best deck. Bye.
Bye.
Right.